Let's go. You can see the game, right? Yeah. The girl. Let her go. Shut up. Come closer, and I kill her. A+ voice acting. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Don't drink the water. There's a body in it. You're on winter break. Congrats. Yeah, I guess you can tell me. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. Who you romanced before. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey, as well as who you're going to romance in Inquisition. Terry Falls. Are you the guy that fell off the bridge? Because that'd be funny, because Terry Falls. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Turnabout. Oh, I gotta change the game name. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Okay, so, before we do this, really quickly, gonna change the game of the name. Phoenix Rit. How do you know which one is Trials? I can't spell. No, not Dual Destinies. Get out of here. Stop selecting Dual Destinies all the time. Oh my god, it's an endless loop of Dual Destinies. Okay, Phoenix Wright. Oh, I gotta type the whole thing. Ace Attorney. That didn't work. Okay, Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. This is usually easier. What the hell? Oh my god. What is this? Is this it? No, that's Trilogy HD. I don't want that. What's the other one? No, I don't want Trilogy. How do I convey this to you? Trilogy. I'm gonna lose my shit in a second if you don't. Oh my god, they're both the same thing. Like, what is that even doing? No, I don't want Trilogy. Phoenix. What is this one? No. Oh my god. Seriously. Nope. For some reason, there is 2 entries for Trilogy, and that doesn't make any sense to me, Twitch. Ace Attorney. What is this one? I can't read it. I can't read it. That's Dual Destinies. Don't click that one. Justice for All. Nope. That's the second one. We beat that one. What about this one? Justice for All. Okay. That's the same one. What is this one? Justice for... Why do you have the same one like 6 times? Oh my god. I can't even... Is this I'm... Trials? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you being an utter asshole? What? Morgan for Origins. Iron Bull. You want to ride the bull, do you? Tales of Grace's F was awesome, but why do we keep talking about random Tales things? Hi, Nightwing. Hi, Boytano. Sorry, I figured I've been Oh my god, how do you get this to do the thing? Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. Yes. Are you following? Trials. Yes! Thank you! Why did that take so freaking long? It's usually the first option that pops up when I'm playing. Okay, sorry about that. That only took 6 years. Okay, let's go. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. Eek! I hate that they say eek. Like, I've never encountered anyone that when they are afraid, they go eek! Never in my life. Like, ah! Yes, but not eek! Coming to you live from a not very comfy hospital bed. Aww. They should make those things cushy, especially when you're in there for a while. I had to stay in the hospital for a week once. It was not fun. I hate hospitals. So I can't imagine how you feel. I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia.
I didn't do nothing. I swear. I didn't kill nobody.
My favorite video. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere.
But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Okay. I know this probably doesn't mean anything, but I'm sorry, Boyton.
Sorry, I told a little lie.
Oh, boy.
But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody.
Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right?
Uga!
What is uga? Like, I don't understand. I'm really sorry.
They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that.
I don't understand. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. Hi, Onirius. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman?
Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped.
Hi, Potty. Potty Force.
ねえねえ、ななみちあきです。よろしくお願いします。
Thank you. I'm so sad because you know how I pre-ordered tickets to see. Well, my friend pre-ordered tickets to see the new Star Wars. I just found out I'm working that day at the Disney store. So, and she has the show for 7 o'clock, and I work till 9. So, boo! Sorry, just yeah, that's just a random thought that I just had. Sorry. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim.
But I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true.
I can trust him, right? I mean, I should.
Ha. You're not going to figure out the truth by just staring at the guy.
Why are you here?
I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big, scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with.
Where's Mr. Grossberg?
That old man's probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando.
I didn't say... So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is... Sorry, I'm reading this totally wrong. 1 second. I'm not Butterfree. Let's try again. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices, is here for me?
No, you've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for a first client.
Yeah, thanks. Sure wish I could get out of it, though.
Relax, I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well.
Really?
However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned the reputation as a genius since beginning his law career.
Genius?
Well, it's about time to head in, kid. Sharpen those claws of yours, it's go time.
Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. That's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike Oh, it's a childlike voice? Oh, well. I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. I don't know what to... I don't know. Hi, Flames. I can't figure out a voice for Terry Falls. A kid voice? I didn't do it!
Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey.
Miles Edgeworth. So you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh?
Come on, Mia, you can't lose. Not to someone younger than you.
Young people running a trial. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. He escaped from a police wagon, is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered.
So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death?
You got it, kid. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. Truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony.
A witness's testimony?
Testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. Stop it. Stop it. For those who are not aware, my voice did a cracky thing. Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Pardon me. Only 20. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered.
So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away?
That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be exactly the victim. The same woman that was killed 2 days ago.
Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. What's up, Walter?
Aha, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago.
It's his first day, leave him alone! With only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him.
Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh?
Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty.
Objection! Wait a minute, that's not right! At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor.
Watch your... Why would you go... Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Shut up, Edgeworth!
Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite!
Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case.
Who is it? Of course it is! No. Why? I guess we're not being specific, but no, I did not. Now, some of you guys might be thinking that this is a younger version of the judge we see. It's not. It's a different judge. This is the Canadian judge.
Witness, state your name and occupation. My voice almost cracked again. Gumshoe! Dick Gumshoe! I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago.
I don't believe anyone asked you about that.
Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes?
What is it?
You're really gorgeous.
Excuse me?
No, seriously. My heart, it's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it.
You couldn't either? Yeah, too difficult. For me, anyway.
Now, detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss.
Hi, Cabane.
That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here.
His jacket. He just doesn't age. He's magical.
This is a sketch of the Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. And the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge.
The jacket gives him youth, but he switches the jacket.
Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I were some hoser.
Detective, proceed with your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Here we go, Mia. Hang on. I still can't bring myself to spell Gundam that way. I still spell it the original way.
Okay, now listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy'll drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready.
Okay, Zach. No worries then.
On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up.
Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee.
I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here.
The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right, especially for a beginner.
I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, the defendant, the witness. Everyone's a beginner here.
You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got, kitten.
It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. I can talk. Damn it. I got this. Ah! Hold it! This unknown person. You have no idea who it might be, right?
Sorry, but I'm afraid I do.
What?
The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls.
A note?
Yeah, a top-secret memo that she left on her desk.
Top secret.
According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls.
Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me?
Ah!
I turned into a TV.
Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer.
It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person.
Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to.
Was that a trap? That cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky.
Edgeworth confirmed cute.
Let's actually check that note. February 14th, Falls, 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Mr. Falls had a car then.
Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves.
Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? Alter.
This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable.
Thanks, Judge. The victim. She was stabbed in the back, correct?
Yeah. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back.
We're talking about a woman here.
You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car?
Hello. Stream plan tonight? Not really much. This, maybe some Danganronpa, but most definitely The Walking Dead. And I'm only streaming until 11 tonight. My glasses are dirty. 1 second. Witness! I said that in a really weird voice. Sorry.
What is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye?
I'm sorry. I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever heard that actually address. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that.
You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten, want a piece of my coffee candy?
It's 5:19 right now. Candy?
Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee.
Come on, Mia, shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective!
Yes, ma'am!
This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim.
The note?
It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like. Thus, this special request.
I
have one very simple question for you, Detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo.
Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am.
And you stopped there? You should have looked for it.
Ah!
That was a dumb arg, I'm sorry.
The caller told her to where to identify herself, so I'd expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you not... I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you were searching so desperately for is this one. Is it this one, perchance? God damn it, I'm not really sure of anything, am I? Where'd you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why did you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure is a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. Looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising. It was drizzling on the mountain that day.
Prosecutor Edgeworth. He was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time.
The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense has finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, isn't it, Miss Faye?
Boy, would I like to wrap that scarf around his smarmy little neck.
Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Everything's moving at his whim.
Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius.
Genius, huh?
Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows her wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. must have been when the scarf fell off.
Really? I was wondering if someone would ask me.
Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40 feet drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha! A potential witness! So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel her to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So, as you can see, Terry Falls has both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge.
Yay, turtle! Me as well. Winter's a difficult time for eating because there's so many awesome foods to eat. I gotta get back to my healthy eating as well. Hi, Remix.
Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now.
Huh? Sorry, King. I didn't mean to accuse you of spam. I just wanted to double check if everything was okay, because sometimes people do intentionally spam, and yeah. If you were just saying you like salads because you just thought of it, cool. I like salad too. Just making sure. You never know.
It's quite obvious he's clearly guilty.
Not again! That's not fair! I haven't even done my cross-examination yet! What do you mean, What? Oh, I restarted Fallout 4. So, at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Wow, this sentence is all over the place. So, at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct?
Yeah, and fog, too. Just a general soggy atmosphere.
Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere.
But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk.
Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right.
Her boob. Hello. No. 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 You know what else? No. Stop teasing me. Naturally, the answer is right here.
The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it.
Yes, this is in the past. That's exactly what's strange. Remember the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. Boob is always the answer.
That's exactly right. The other day I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy.
It's okay, Remix. Why are video games so expensive? I don't have money. See, Val? I know that feel, man. I want it too, but then I have to pay all these bills and, you know, I've still got some presents to buy and money.
If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, his glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day?
The surface of the bridge, huh?
Ha! A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this.
Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. Take that! The evidence is this scarf.
Ah!
It should be obvious. If the scarf fell into the bridge, If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. Oh. Oh, that too.
No! I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo.
Whoa, Edgeworth. Whoa. Edgeworth, who are you calling a bimbo? Hey, same to you, buddy. Buddy came out as like a slur. Buddy.
This phase assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction?
Huh? Ah! But still, I don't even have that money to spend on anything. Lucky.
For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we?
Alright. It's not like he's really gonna give me a choice here.
You're doing pretty good for a little kitten.
Mr. Armando!
No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie.
Oh, cute! Good choices.
It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim,
Oh, I didn't notice either. Respond in Toko. Oh, I thought you bought them, but you didn't buy them. You just saw them. Cute. Respond in Toko.
Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? I just said that really weird again.
I keep wording things weird. Oh, I'll see you later, Bal. Good to see you again.
The false evidence. It's one of those three. What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that.
That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said that.
This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into the court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is.
Yes. The false evidence in this case is the... It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Zach.
Yeah, that's what the witness told us.
That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all.
That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy Wonder over there would have called them in the first place.
Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth? It appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time.
Are you ready? What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Whoa! PlayStation water bottle. Sounds like some sweet swag. Chun-Li fight stuck. Oh no, she's stuck. Free her. Free her. That's expensive, jeez. Remix, remix. Remix, remix.
Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. Her brand.
This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Seriously.
Witness, what is your name and occupation?
Look who it is. She looks familiar. Everyone's so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter.
Oh. When I look at you, how could I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double in a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite.
Hey, hey, not so fast!
As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You're a true gentleman.
Well, at least you had some spending money then. That worked out for you.
Miss Fay, you could learn a lot from this man.
If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir?
Eh? Yes, my dear?
This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause.
Not at all. It's no trouble at all.
Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department.
You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, right?
And you were the one who took this photo? Is that accurate? How can you be so mean?
Now see here! What are you doing shoving that in her face like that?
Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous.
Next time, I'll be forced to penalize you.
Uh-oh. I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be... Huh? I'm the defense lawyer. My name's Mia Fey. I see. So you are...
Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that then. But you went shopping. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers, and I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police.
By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here.
I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs.
So you took the photo from that location, eh?
I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to.
Ho ho ho, what a cute camera! Just like its owner. Alright then, Miss Fay, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel.
Okay. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. just a little bit unprofessional. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see...
The photo we presented was the only one there was.
But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it.
My apologies, young lady, but Miss Fay's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit.
He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean.
You ran out of film?
This photo was the last one. What?
Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers.
The witness herself? Then who took the photos?
Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it.
So you took photos of yourself?
I remember taking some photos of myself once too.
Please, no details.
It seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all.
Wait, just a minute!
Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet.
Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed.
Yes, Mr. Judge.
Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk.
Looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention.
Yeah, it's sickening.
I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two... Did I read this already? Yeah, I did. Oh my god.
I think she just added a statement or something. Let's see, blah blah blah.
The victim turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back.
If Terry Falls isn't the criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony.
Be careful, kid. That girl has... oops, nope, it's Armando. That girl has the judge wrapped around her... right around her little finger. You're going to have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers.
You're going to have to come up with something really good, Mia. Witness, your testimony is a joke.
Huh? What? But I just...
Miss Faye! I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry.
One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse.
Did you say there were two contradictions?
It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then...
She would have hit a dead end.
You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5, because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side. Wah.
What does this all mean?
It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it.
This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court? Just a moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram.
What did you say?
What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying... I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident.
That's ridiculous!
You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. That guy's good.
Huh? What do you mean?
He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, all right. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy.
What? That coward!
Well, Miss Faye, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation.
I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself.
No! It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony?
But it's so hard to go on.
We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw.
Witnessing such violence must have been difficult.
Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up.
If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished.
Don't say that!
Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte.
This trial isn't over yet.
That's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Faye, your cross-examination, if you please.
The contradiction's staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack.
Objection!
A killer not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found.
Well, what is it?
Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river.
For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. Ah.
In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the water. Bet your boots.
Order! 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 I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye, but I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? How sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature.
What are you talking about?
My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all.
Objection!
But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous.
Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony.
I'll try.
All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again.
Who's he talking about? All right, I'll do my best. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
Objection!
Well, Miss Foster, looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake.
Crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye?
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes. And? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. Ah!
That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car.
Objection!
I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car.
That's right! It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine.
I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that's being referred to is really more like a cliff.
Ah!
Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car.
No!
Order in the court! What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo? Your Honor, don't jump to any don't jump to any hasty or nasty conclusions. The fact that this...
I need a moment. That's so much reading. Okay.
The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that you saw it.
No! But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony, Derp. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes.
Oh!
Mr. Judge?
What is it?
I think I must have remembered things wrong.
Hold it!
Hey, wait a minute! You can't just say that!
Objection!
Miss Fey, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say, to err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here.
What? That's not fair!
Save the tears for later, kitten.
Mr. Armando!
Don't look back until the trial is over. Now's the time to go forward.
But that wasn't fair!
Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony.
The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there.
So tell us, how did you know that? How did you know that he broke into the trunk? Until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness?
Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it.
What? Let me see that photo. It's true. These certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Fey, are you satisfied?
The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? Oh my gosh. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself.
What?
You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally! We finally got her.
Getting pretty tired of waiting over here. I just read that totally derp, I'm sorry. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fey explained herself.
Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was because she has supervision. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches.
Yes? What was it?
Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself.
Hi, Neo. Hoi!
Boy. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it?
That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that...
I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open.
But he stole the car.
He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition.
Oh, I see.
Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. It couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk.
Objection!
Preposterous! To even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time she was taking photographs.
Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is, the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself.
Take that!
I don't think you can make a mistake about it. Take a look at her camera. It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Almost as if the camera was brought just to take this picture.
Objection!
What are you trying to say then, Miss Fey? Did I read that in a deeper voice than I meant to? I think I did. That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed?
Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly. She was not in the field.
Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred?
Take that!
Naturally, the witness was right here.
But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order! 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 Miss Fey, what on earth?
Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
Objection!
How asinine. Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. No, I.
You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo?
It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness.
What?
It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Please remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted.
But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore.
You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof?
I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like.
What? Son? Take that!
Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster?
No!
Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby.
It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together.
The only question is, why did she do it?
Well, isn't that obvious? She's the true criminal.
Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are instructed to wait in the lobby.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understood. Very well, this court is in recess.
How long is this part? Well, this part's not too long, I hope. Maybe we can continue it. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if we can get this done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I want to say thanks. You're real good. You really hooked me up.
Thanks. We're almost there. Once I prove that she committed the crime.
Yeah, but there's one more big obstacle we've got to get past.
Obstacle?
Yeah, motive. Why would Melissa Foster kill that policewoman anyway?
Motive, huh?
Anyway, we're still badly in need of information.
Information. Right.
What we need the most is info about this Melissa Foster herself. All we know is that she's a student studying literature. And one more thing.
What is it?
Well, the incident that happened 5 years ago. Of course, the the kidnapping murder case that Zebra Boy's on death row for. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie.
Mr. Falls, in that case, tell us more about it. What? I just read that totally stupid. I'm sorry, I'm not really focused right now. About what happened 5 years ago.
Okay, I trust you. Oh, oops, okay, I trust you. That day, 5 years ago, I dreamt of it, every day. This picture, it reminds me everything.
Okay, game. If you say so.
Bridge looks same, just like then, 5 years ago.
Oh, he actually talks like that. Oh, okay.
Like it could fall apart any minute.
How are you sometimes speaking full sentences and sometimes not? So it's been broken like that for at least 5 years.
Sorry, buddy, but you sound like the one that could fall apart at any minute. It true, I did. I did kidnap her. 5 years ago, I kidnapped my girlfriend, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Your girlfriend? Huh?
Hey, hold on there. Did you say Hawthorne?
The victim's last name.
Dahlia Hawthorne, Valerie's little sister.
What? Are you serious? The girl, let her go.
Shut up! Come closer, and I kill her!
Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. I don't know who said that, so... The detective back then was Valerie Hawthorne. At first, I thought shooting someone for a kidnapping was crossing the line, but if it was to protect her little sister, I can understand why she did it.
Wrong! No protect sister! Valerie, betray me! Betray us!
What do you mean she betrayed you?
Everything. All lies. All make-believe. Kidnapping, too.
A make-believe kidnapping?
Dahlia, my girlfriend, my love, my teen angel.
Did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas.
I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
Anything Dahlia says? Hold on a minute. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia, and Valerie, too.
Valerie was in on it?
Dahlia's family rich, jewelry business. We get one jewel, that's what we thought. Me and Dahlia wrote kidnap note, we sent to her dad. Asked for $2 million diamond, tell him make exchange on Dusky Bridge. We tell him Valerie make transfer cause she knew detective. Having a police detective in your pocket is a useful thing, alright. In the end, you were planning on splitting the 2 million 3 ways, huh? Yeah, but that woman... That woman, Valerie, she'd do it for real. She shoot at me for real, me and Dahlia. I was shot in arm. Dahlia, she jump in river.
Jump? You don't mean she jumped on purpose, do you?
I couldn't do it. I could never push her. Anyway, I blacked out. Wake up with police all over. And that's when they decided to give you the death sentence. I couldn't believe it. That woman, she betrayed me.
That man, Terry Falls. He killed her. He threw her off the bridge. He threw my beloved sister into the roaring river 40 feet below. Oh dear.
These 5 years, all I wonder is, why? 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 Why did she lie? That's all I want to know.
Actually, isn't grade point average usually 4? It's out of 4 then. 3.5. 5 out of 4. No? Am I wrong? I don't know.
So that's why you called her. You wanted to hear the truth from Valerie herself. Yes, but I forget what she looked like, so I tell her to wear a scarf.
I thought so, out of 4.
I don't want to hurt her, just ask why. Why? Why did you lie? Why did you betray me? I just want to hear answer come from her mouth, that's all.
How old is he? He's 25. And how long ago was that event? Oh dear. Either way. So that's why you made a crazy escape like that.
Just one thing, Zebra Boy. My senses are tingling all over. Tell me, Mr. Falls, where is it?
Huh? Where's what? Hello.
Come on now, kitten. The ransom. The $2 million diamond. Remember that now? Did you give it back to Pops? Did the police take it? I don't know.
Huh? You don't know?
No, really, I don't know. It's gone with Dahlia.
With Dahlia?
That day on the bridge. Dahlia put it in backpack.
ねえねえ、ななみ千秋です。よろしくお願いします。
Thank you.
Now gone with Dahlia. Gone forever. Into Eagle River.
It disappeared with Dahlia, huh? Wait a minute.
You can come back in
ね
now.
え
We're
ね
about
え、
ready
な
to
なみ
go.
千秋です。よろしくお願いします。
Thank you. Okay, Alter, no problem. See you soon.
Mr. Falls, just one more question. When you said with Dahlia, do you mean the diamond is still missing? Along with the body of Dahlia Hawthorne?
Never found her. My sweet Dahlia.
They never found her?
Swallowed by river. Gone. Dahlia. My teen angel. Your teen angel? How old was she anyway? Just 14.
14? Guess you were robbing cradles before diamonds.
She plans a fake kidnapping and disappears into the river with a rock worth $2 million. Man, oh man. Angels these days.
Falls takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne an angel, or is she really?
It's time, kid. Looks like we have a few more aces up our sleeve now.
You bet.
The training wheels come off now, Mia. You've got to strike while the iron's hot. That's one of my rules. Remember it. Now then, let's continue with the trial of Mr. Terry Falls. Witness, are you feeling better?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll try my best.
You're a brave young lady.
Not this again.
I can understand a defense lawyer wanting to get her client off the hook. However, to try to pin the crime on an innocent student is...
What are you talking about?
My witness is not the person on trial here. She's an innocent bystander who witnessed a violent crime. That's all. What possible reason would a girl like this have for murdering a policewoman? It's certainly hard to imagine this woman as a murderer.
Motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next.
Well, Miss Faye, do you have any evidence of a motive?
Yes, of course. I think.
You're still acting as tame as a kitten.
Mr. Armando.
Listen, a lawyer's someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Smiling on the outside while your guts are twisted in knots is the mark of a pro.
Maybe so, but I wish you would quit grinning at me like that.
Excuse me. May I speak, Mr. Judge?
Of course, Mr. Judge is ready anytime you like.
I'd like to say something. Some people here are suspicious of me, right? That's why I at least wanted you, Mr. Judge, to know that it's not true.
I see. You're such an honest and upstanding young lady. Looks like this witness is a real professional.
What do you mean?
Look at that 100-watt smile. Just when things are darkest for her, click, she lights right up. Very well then, let's hear what the witness has to say.
I was out of the country until the year before last. Until I entered college, I had never even been to Eagle Mountain before. And I certainly don't have any reason for wanting to hurt a police officer. Holding a grudge and killing the officer who testified against you 5 years ago, or kidnapping a poor girl. I just think the defendant is a terrible, horrible monster!
Out of the country, eh? Precisely. Furthermore, she has no possible motive for committing murder. Indeed. You're up to bat, kitten. Sharpen those claws and put on your best smile.
七海千秋です。よろしくお願いします。
Thank you.
You bet. Somehow I have to tie her to this case. Yeah, I was gonna say somehow again. A grudge?
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
My client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges.
He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client, he forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
She's right about that. Mr. Falls is kind of forgetful. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that?
Well, he couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, then he probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true. He's clearly a bitter man.
This is bad. Mr. Falls' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? Your Honor, what the witness said just now is tremendously important. I'd like it added to the official testimony.
The prosecution has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps to further prove that point.
No, that's not why
Enough! Witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge.
Aw, the trilogy's updated sprites are awesome. I'm hoping that I'll get to restream this series when I get a 3DS capture card, because I really like the new sprites. It's not, I guess, a big difference, but it still looks really cute. Or really cute, really pretty, really, I don't know. All those things. Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf that victim wore as identification.
Ah, you're talking about this scarf right here, eh?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing.
I've got her now, just don't mess up. But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
White?
This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me.
Oh,
Objection!
Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white.
Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true that the scarf doesn't look white, but...
There's only one explanation for this mix-up. The reason why the witness thought the scarf was white is... Witness, have you ever seen this note?
note? No, never.
It's top secret evidence. There's no reason that you would have.
I wonder about that.
What do you mean?
This note shows Mr. Fall's instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification.
White scarf. Ah!
Witness, you knew what this note said. There's no other possible reason for you to mistake the scarf's color, derp. Well, Miss Foster?
No!
Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation. I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public.
And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited.
Hey, Phoenix.
Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Did you say one more person? That's right. A person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kid?
Yep. The third person that knew the contents of the note was... And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? I've never heard that name before.
Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There's her name, right there.
What's this? So who is this person, this Dahlia Hawthorne? Miss Faye must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life.
Howdy, lips.
The dead? Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased younger sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago. Killed in a crime? You don't mean... Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Falls.
Yeah, okay. You said she was killed, but was she really?
What are you implying?
Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
Objection!
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne's officially dead.
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Melissa Foster. I believe that's the same age you are.
Objection!
Even you couldn't. Miss Fay, you're not saying...
But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. This girl is in fact Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Nice work. It was like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. But unless you can tie all the loose ends together, you're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist.
I understand. If I can expose her true nature, I can turn this whole case on its head. Now's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm.
Witness! Just who are you, anyway? I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness.
Yes, I understand.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself. Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far. You don't mean... Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses.
What did he say?
Looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go.
No way, but then why?
If you hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to... the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. But, I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well, but, well, as you can see...
Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
That has nothing to do with the current case. She was merely an accidental witness to a crime.
Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at another murder scene. No, his name is Diego Armando. It says in the little text box, Armando.
Objection!
Really, Miss Fay, your strategy is clearly obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost.
How dare you!
Please, let us take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious. Her big sister. Miss Fay must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her.
What?
I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Fay, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would this witness have for killing her beloved sister?
Well, you see, I thought I was winning, but somehow he's turned it around on me.
I think you need a little push in the right direction, kid.
The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim. I don't know who said that. Might be Mia, might be Diego. That wasn't me. It was this guy. This crazy coffee addict. He's really good at mimicking my voice.
Objection!
I think we heard enough empty threats from you, old man. What makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets.
I am sweating bullets.
You think you're in a tough spot, huh?
Of course, aren't I?
No. You've just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you.
Up to me.
The rashness of youth, how charming.
It's coming from someone younger than me.
Now then, let's not waste any more time, Miss Fay. What motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne?
Oh, you know, probably the giant thing. The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, "Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her it's 5 o'clock." Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth.
The whole truth?
There was a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently.
Objection!
Terrific story, Miss Fay. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Fay. What was this secret that was so important? Where's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Falls. There's only one important secret that connects them all.
Tell her it's leg day, bruh. Yes, I don't know how to say oh yes right now. Oh yes, I know this secret. I don't know why that came out as oh yes. I felt like Shepard in Mass Effect 2. Yes. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony.
What testimony?
Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe... I'm still laughing about it, I'm sorry. We believe it'll explain a lot of things. It was so mystical. Oh yes. Such is the nature of the important secrets between the Hawthorne sisters.
Very well, I'll grant your request for further testimony. I know it'll be painful for you, but can enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf.
But can. Okay, Judge, you're skipping words.
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge.
Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia? But this'll be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. I will be playing all of them from the series except for the 3DS one for now.
Years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Falls. Sorry, my voice kind of changed in the middle of that. The ransom price was a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Falls in the arm. That's when Mr. Falls tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life.
The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe after all that she murdered her sister? Preposterous. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Fay?
Yes, Your Honor?
As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I'll ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination.
Mr. Edgeworth got the jump on me again.
If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We've still got that info. That ace up our sleeve.
What info?
Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged.
That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Terry Falls told us that in the lobby.
I do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says.
What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by...
Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too.
Yes, that's it! The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's her secret. I almost presented the wrong... Objection! say that Mr. Falls pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe.
But it's true. I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Falls.
I'm sorry, I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said, that's hard to believe. I should have said, that's impossible.
Impossible?
I ask that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge, now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. Actually, no, I think I need to make something clear about the spoilers, guys, because I say this every time, but if I have played the game on stream, like Ace Attorney 1, and we know the events of it from me streaming, we are now on the 3rd game. It is okay to talk about what happened in the 1st game. Just no spoilers for this one, no spoilers for future games as well. But if I have played Ace Attorney the 1st one, which I have on stream, everyone knows already because I streamed it. So it's okay to talk about what happened in the 1st game. Not this game, not anything that happens in the future of this game, not anything in the future of other Ace Attorney games. Like, do not discuss Edgeworth's games. Do not, you can mention, like you asked a question, are you going to play Edgy's game? That's fine. Don't discuss any cases or people or anything from it to spoil it. Don't talk about the next Ace Attorney game. Like, I'm okay with spoilers if we've already played the game. Sorry, I know it's difficult sometimes because it's a fine line. Spoilers are a fine line, but if you're not sure, just ask. It's difficult to try and manage spoilers, so I apologize. I know it's very confusing, and like I said, there's a fine line with spoiling and stuff. But if you're ever unsure, just ask. Is it okay to talk about events from this game, or is it okay to... You can't really say, is it okay to talk about spoilers, then you're spoiling it, but if you get what I'm saying. If you're unsure, just ask. But yeah, hopefully that's cleared up. Sorry, I just, yeah. Okay. I feel weird. Anyways, let's get back to in character. If someone had pushed you from behind as you've claimed. Sorry, again, I'm apologizing like 60 times and I don't even know why I'm apologizing anymore, but sorry, as usual. Instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below.
It's okay, King Lily, you're fine, it's fine.
That's why I wanted to talk about it, not because anyone did anything wrong, just to clear the air. Clear this mystery spoiler business. A most certain death. Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Ah! Stop screaming!
Sorry for being sorry.
Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level in the river may have been higher back then.
But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference.
Ugh!
Got you, Edgy.
You're right. If the events occurred just as the witnesses testified.
Oh, I'm getting so hungry.
Then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
You're making it worse.
You see,
Objection!
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that
This is too much sounds.
the defendant pushed her into the river.
Oh my god, you know Sorry Sorry by Super Junior? Ah! I didn't think anyone would get those references if I made them. Didn't think anyone else knew about Super Junior. On here, anyway. I know people in general do.
However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge. I just read that totally derp.
What do you mean?
After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge.
Yeah, right.
If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Well, Miss Hawthorne, is Mr. Edgeworth's explanation correct?
Now that you mention it, I do remember now. When I fell off the bridge, my skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires.
It's okay, you don't have to know, Super Junior. Not a big deal. Nothing to apologize for. Oh, you're just making fun of me. Great. Yeah. I see how you are.
Order in the court! It seems Miss Faye's assault has finally reached its conclusion.
Objection!
Not now, Mia. This is no time to retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault.
What?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it?
Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record.
Hey, Brown.
Take that!
Maya and Maya. That would be confusing. Your Honor, all of the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend up to about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
No! How many times have I screamed that today?
But let's remember the size and strength of the...
Again? I can't do the all the time.
The size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over.
Oh my god, the image of that is pretty amazing. Just chuck her off the bridge.
Objection!
So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm.
Ah,
And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range.
ugh.
So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible.
Ah! Order! Order! What is the meaning of this?
Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally.
What? What is this?
Hey, was that, the tiger's noise?
Indeed. What do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun in handcuffs. She could have saved me.
He's in the jury. Thought I heard that tiger noise.
Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide.
Perhaps. Oops.
Perhaps I turned into Dahlia Hawthorne.
Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You were probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, The witness had a much more compelling reason for jumping into the river. Mia just finds something really funny right now, and she's also referring to herself in the third person.
Oh? Then what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river?
The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River. Well, rip in pieces, rip in pepperoni. Can you just imagine the actual characters giggling like I am? 5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond.
Ah! No! It can't be!
Yes, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million. She was going to keep it all to herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river. With the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack, not back pocket. God damn it. She just shoved that right in there. Sorry, he said that's ridiculous.
Order! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan?
This one is. This woman is a demon. And there was one more person who helped make a demon put out. Oh, I'm so close yet so far. Backpack it. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. I didn't say that. No! You guys are the worst. I quit. You're terrible. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? But she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping? Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. What do you mean by that? On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister Dahlia. She told her what she was planning to do. You know what? I think I'm okay. And then she told her what she was planning to do.
planning to do? She was going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note.
That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill two birds with one stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
Who's that? Laughing at a time like this?
It wasn't me, Judge, I swear.
Forgive me, it's just hilarious.
Witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Miss Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale.
Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you?
Evidence?
Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted with Mr. Falls and my sister. Well, And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that...
Well, Miss Fey?
I don't know. What a joke. You, Miss Fey.
Are you stupid or something?
How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Well, it seems that we've come to the end. To be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I'm forced to reject the assertion made by the defense.
Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? That girl has made a fool of me, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Without evidence, the trial's over. Who decided that?
Welcome back, Alter. Mr. Armando!
Come on now, kitten. Haven't you figured out that you can make your own rules? For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valia.
Dahlia and Valia! Go Diego, go!
She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fall's stolen car and then went to meet him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
Since there's no proof, there's only one thing left to do. Aww! Have a good night, Alter. Melissa Foster needs to testify. Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness?
Yes. We would like to hear the testimony of Terry Falls.
The defendant?
There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister, Dahlia, disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is... Terry Falls. Melissa Foster.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what is your take on this? Why not? The prosecution has no objection.
Terry Crews.
Very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
This is my last chance, Mr. Falls. My last chance to establish... There was a long pause in there, I'm sorry. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left. Whoops, and in before we fail. Terry falls. Not balls, or bales, or crews.
Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way. Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million.
That's not true. Mr. Falls, there's only one question I want to answer to.
I am streaming till 11 o'clock tonight. We're gonna be playing other games though, so once I finish up with this case, we're gonna be maybe playing some Danganronpa. And then The Walking Dead Season 2, we're gonna continue as well.
2 days ago on Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Was it Valerie Hawthorne or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Dahlia, did you betray me? 5 years ago she promised never ever betray each other.
Terry. Yep, 11 p.m. Eastern. It's 7 p.m. now, just to give you an idea.
Dahlia, it's true. You are alive.
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth. I believed in you.
Same time zone, woo! I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there's one thing that I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Dahlia.
I will allow Mr. Falls to testify once and once only. Well then, Mr. Falls, yours will be the final testimony in this trial.
Witness. I'm sorry. I apologize. Water. Please, water. Can't talk. Need water. Oh well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitterer than hell itself.
Bitterer? Okay. Sorry.
That day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. I was in front of Bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on Bridge. I watched my car from Bridge. I never put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. Talked, then she left. That was Valerie, not my Dahlia.
Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you?
Objection!
That's enough, Miss Fay. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial. Well then, Miss Fay, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Is this how you want to end? Is this how you want it to end, Mr. Falls? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence?
There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten, I think. I think.
Objection!
So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that? The bridge.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying.
Huh. Whoa! 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 Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Fay.
You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right?
But that's the victim at the end of the bridge.
Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, well, my voice is getting all... You must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I got there around 4 o'clock, it's true. I had somewhere to go. A special place. Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge? Yeah. It's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. She brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under base of tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get. This little bottle on a necklace is your memento? It's quite charming, but it looks empty.
Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But he then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car.
No! Indeed, there certainly was enough time for it.
I've still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls? Uh-oh. I thought so. You drank it.
That's enough. Please. Witness? I promised her 5 years ago, if it ever happens, that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle. No! Stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess! I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
No, we are so close! Just a little more! I was going to prove your innocence!
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe will again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls!
Mr. Armando. Thanks for the coffee.
Mr. Falls! Oh, no! Mr. Falls! Not you! And so my first trial ended, suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. Look at us, we're a bunch of losers. I'm just kidding, oh my god. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul I thought I'd never heal. Sorry, I thought it'd never heal. Good night, Alter.
Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Hope you have a good night.
I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well. But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face.
Unforgivable. That witch.
Mr. Armando,
We were so close to the truth. It was right there in front of us. You were just a little too soft, kid.
it's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself.
Don't cry, kitten. You're going to make my coffee all salty.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this.
Mia. Don't you get it? You can't cry yet.
I'll see you later, Remix.
The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
Mr. Armando. Look at that picture. Whoops! No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories actually might be, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them. This might be back to Phoenix. I thought so.
1 year later, in this very same courthouse, I myself got wrapped up in that case.
Aw, look at that cutie.
Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes.
Frame that picture and put it in your house. Just do it.
The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something's happened that's made me remember all this.
Why does he look like he's in a hospital? Phoenix, you okay? Oh, there we go.